and WECS Willimantic.
9 o'clock here at WECS, and on the line we have Brent Best of Slobberbone. How you doing, Brent?
Hey, how you doing?
Let me see if I got this right. It's been a while since I've been down in the studio. I took a few years off, but I've come down this summer kind of as a hobby, just to continue with the old show. So what's up?
Same old, on the road,
On the road again, huh? Just like an old Willie Nelson song.
pretty much.
What? I don't remember when the last time we spoke was. It was quite a few years ago, though. Just wondering what you've been up to in the past few years.
Well, let's see, the most recent album we put out came out last fall. It's pretty much been out since it came out. I think it came out at the end of September. We went to Europe, been to Europe a couple times, and everywhere in the States in between, probably 2 or 3 times. So that's about all we do.
You got the new album, was it Slippage?
Right.
And you're playing outside the United States, you said?
Yeah, we go to Europe usually a couple times a year, sometimes more.
Nice.
Yeah, we actually.
And there's a big draw for you over there?
Yeah, it's really good. It was kind of unexpected. We started going in about, I believe, 1998 or so, and it's kind of become a big part of what we do, I guess.
Which countries you go to?
We started, Holland was kind of the big place for us originally, but now we go most of Western Europe, Holland, and Germany and England, and Scandinavia. Went to Italy this last time.
Wow.
Belgium, yeah.
So is this your like full-time day job now, or now that you have all this time to travel the world?
I don't think any of us have held down day jobs since it's been a long, probably six years or so. We're all pretty good at living cheap, though, so
That's a key thing, huh?
yeah. As long as you're on the road, you're making money. You can get by. It's when you sit at home for too long that things get rough.
And do you eat out every night, or do you have you bag your own lunch to help save money?
You generally end up eating a lot of road food, I guess. Some places actually have stuff for you, but that can be a problem after a while. You kind of got to watch it.
From what I read in the reviews, the first 5 or 6 songs on the new album sound kind of like rock with a punk edge, and then the remaining ones kind of return to the alt country, no alt version, and whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, I think to me the writing process is always the same. I think with this album there was it's a little more stripped back in general. There's not as much instrumentation as the last album. The last album tended to have a lot of the instruments that people associate with alt country and stuff. But really, this was just kind of straight up guitar. There's a little bit of organ, piano, and stuff. But I don't know. It never feels that much different in terms of writing songs. It's not until you get in the studio that you kind of find a sonic direction, I guess.
So, do you feel like you've evolved any, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think the big difference with this album, I think this album was a lot more melodic than maybe albums before. And I don't know, I guess it's kind of a natural progression, I think. We played together a long time, so you tend to start sort of exploring other directions, whether you're trying to or not. There's not a whole lot of bands, I think, that can just make the same sounding album over and over and get by with it, unless you're AC/DC.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they're the one band that can do that really well and pull it off. So.
Have you heard the cover? Well, not the cover, but the parody band called Hayseed Dickseed?
Yes, I have actually. I've heard that over PA systems at a lot of places we play. It's pretty entertaining. There's another group, and I can't think of the name, but it's a bluegrass band that does all of the Pink Floyd's The Wall in its entirety.
Wow.
But it's like bluegrass, but it's pretty good. It's cool.
That's what I love about music. You can get so creative with it.
Yeah.
Is this album trying to go more mainstream, or?
I don't know. I don't think in any kind of conscious way. I don't even know what the mainstream is now in terms of any kind of genre or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know, I don't think we've ever really thought about things in those sort of terms. I mean, when we started, we years ago, we could only play whatever it was we wrote, you know, so, and in a way, we're still kind of that kind of band. We just developed along our own lines. So I think if we made a conscious effort to try to do something like that, it would probably be pretty horrendous.
I got a serious question here to ask you.
Okay.
You cover a Bee Gees song, "To Love Somebody."
Yeah.
Why?
Well, actually, it was a song that we'd begun playing occasionally before we ever did the album. And at the time, to be honest, I didn't even know it was a Bee Gees song. There's a lot of bands that have covered it. I had a version from a Flying Burrito Brothers album that I really liked. It was kind of a country rock kind of version of it. And I don't know, we decided to record it. We decided to record it while we were doing the album just for fun. I think with the use as a B-side or something like that. But it actually turned out pretty good, so we decided to put it on the album.
Cool.
And I think, you know, and a lot of people were making kind of making a big deal about this album not being as rootsy as the albums before. So I kind of like the idea that was the most rootsy song on the album, was a Bee Gees cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you could make a contribution to a tribute album, what do you think it would be? Which band would you like to cover? Or?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think there's between the four of us in the band, there's a whole lot of influences and stuff. So, I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do something kind of unexpected. You know, maybe someone. I mean, I grew up until I was about 15 or so. That's when I got into a lot of the post-punk bands and stuff, and that's kind of when I started playing guitar. But as a kid, I lived for Rush, so maybe that would be a fun tribute album.
Rush.
But then again, that might be, you know, whatever effort we could contribute might be horrendous as well. So.
Is there any, over the past few years, is there anything that's impressed you or disappointed you in music in general?
I don't know. It tends to be the same things. I mean, the music that I listen to and stuff tends to be, you know, music I just go kind of find myself, and I think more and more people are doing it nowadays. The internet's a big help, and stuff like that. But you know, I mean, I grew up listening to music, but it didn't really hit me full on, you know, to the point where I wanted to, you know, play guitar and be in a band until I started going to clubs and stuff when I was a teenager. So back then, mid '80s, there were a lot of, especially in Dallas, there were a lot of kind of underground clubs, and you know, you'd go on whenever Tuesday, Wednesday night or something and see some, you know, touring band, and those bands ended up becoming sort of the big deal for me, and they were bands like, you know, Acoustic and Replacements and bands like that, and it's funny now to look back, you know, like to see just how many bands that they sort of influenced response. So I think that's where it kind of started for me. So I'm still kind of that way. My favorite way to find music is by going to a club and singing it. So that tends to be what overwhelmingly impresses me whenever you stumble upon, you know, something new that's the regular sources. I mean, MTV is not going to provide you with, you know, what's really cool. I mean,
they're focused more on reality shows now than music videos.
And they're just way behind the curve. So it disappoints me to see how many people, you know, are willing just to kind of be spoon-fed, you know, whatever. But you know, I guess it's just sort of the nature of everything, I guess.
I agree with you. I just lost my place. I hear there's, are you into Stephen King? I heard there's a reference in one of the Stephen King books to your band.
That was kind of funny because, you know, I'd read a lot of his stuff back when I was younger, but I hadn't read anything of his in several years. And when that book came out, I didn't know anything about it, and someone had sent me an email and was like, hey man, you're in a Stephen King book, so sure enough, we were. And I still don't know anything about it.
According to my source here, the book is called Black House.
That's right, yeah.
And the reference is on page 315. I guess two of the main characters are discussing music, and one of them says that he loves "Give Me Back My Dog."
Yeah, it's the character's a DJ, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool too, because it's not just a cursory reference. They actually talk about the song, and I think at some point, later on in the book, one of the characters was actually singing in his car or something. So yeah, it was completely out of left field. That's one of the sort of things you could never plan on being in band. So it's pretty cool.
You didn't pay Stephen King $10,000 for that little reference.
I don't think he needs my money.
Oh well, Brent, I appreciate you being on the show again.
Yeah, you bet, man.
And Slippage is the latest album from Slobberbone. Are you done with your tour now?
Well, we've got a couple more weeks on this run, and we'll do some Texas shows when we get back home, and then I think we're taking a break for a while. So.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking forward to you coming back someday.
Okay. We'll be there, I'm sure.
Can you just hold on the line for me?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay. Brent Best from Slobberbone, right here on the show, WECS.